What's up, guys? You're tuned into another Rappler live jam from home. My name is Amanda. If you're watching this, it's Saturday night, which is perfect because with me today are Migs and Junoy of basically Saturday night. Hi,
Hey
Hey
guys.
Amanda,
guys. Hi
how's it
Amanda.
going?
Thanks for
Welcome to
having us on the
Rappler.
show.
Yeah, thanks for being here. And I'm looking forward to hearing your set after this. But before
Oh
that,
yeah.
let's make chica. Make chica.
Let's go.
So,
Chica, let's go.
yeah.
Let's go.
So how did basically Saturday night come together?
We were friends. Actually, we were kind of a band in high school.
Mhm.
Faisal, who couldn't be here with us today, he's our drummer. We used to jam in his house way back in high school, and believe it or not, it was more of metal tunes. I feel like a lot of people in high school were playing that kind of hard rock type
That's right.
thing. And then we went our own way, came back somewhere around 2017 with
Hmm.
slight change in roster. We would get together every Saturday night.
Every
Um,
Saturday night. Yeah.
Up until one point where our friends Angelica and Lizzie pointed it out to us when we had a performance that wasn't on a Saturday night. They were like, "Oh, this is basically a Saturday night," and we were like, "Wait, that's a great band name."
Good band name.
It was
Yeah.
like it was the setup for a
Yeah.
perfect band name. Yeah, that's kind of how it came to be.
Hmm.
So you started playing metal.
Kind
The
of,
band.
yeah, yeah.
Well, we started with the OPM songs, like we'd play bamboo and stuff like that. Like Faisal and I, we started playing together since what, grade four, I think that was. So we were covering a lot of those stuff, no? And then we started moving into like a heavier sound, no? And Junoy came into the
They
scene too,
adopted
the
me
big,
into their
big,
band basically because they were all from the same school. They were all from Southridge,
yeah,
and they adopted me because we started hanging out, and they were like, "Okay,
right.
let's just get this guy." So I kind of just joined their little Avengers thing, and then we built a Marvel extended universe kind of thing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So we used to do screamo even with a band
Yeah.
called
Wow.
Asylum back in the day. Yeah. That's where it
Wow.
started.
So how did you land on, because your sound today is very distinct. So how did you land on, this sort of funk, jazzy type of sound?
Mm.
Miggy introduced me to jazz around 2015. I was because Miggy's always been very heavily influenced by the crooners, Frank Sinatra. Uh,
Sinatra. Yeah.
and like he was the one who turned me on to that kind of music of the old soul, as he used to call it. And this was around the time that we were several years after our metal band. Like we had not naman split up, but everyone went to college, everyone did their own
Yeah.
thing,
Own
and we
thing.
were
Yeah.
rediscovering this kind of music where that had a little bit of jazz, a little bit of funk, and more band centric, a little bit more listenable. And then when it came time to for Faisal to be like, hey, why don't we try to jam again? It's been years. Let's
Hmm.
just try it out. Let's see what happens. It was just me, Miggy, and Fi. And
Yeah.
then we got in the room and we made
That was it.
Runaway Man.
Yeah.
Kind of
No,
we
actually, Runaway Man was like something I was working on already. And then Junoy just added his magic on the song, and Faisal came in as well. And yeah, I think that was our first song, no, Junes?
Mickey was actually playing bass at the time. We didn't have a
Playing bass
bassist,
at the
yes. We
time.
didn't have a keyboard player. It was very raw. We just kind of wanted to
Mm,
see what would happen. And then
right.
Runaway Man came out, and we were like, this could really be something. And I'm happy that we did it.
Yeah,
Same
and now
here,
you're
man.
here and you're
Yeah.
like, you recently released a single called The One, right, with Nicole
Yes.
Asensio.
That's right.
So
Hmm.
how did you go from just jamming every Saturday night and sometimes on a different day to now, like really making a career out of it?
Ooh,
Uh,
it's a good
well,
question.
we've been
Thanks.
we've been doing music for a while now, and it's something that we've really wanted to pursue ever since. No, so yeah, I mean, the friendship is a big part of the band. Actually, like the connection that we have towards each other. Actually, if you listen to the songs, it's basically like we're talking to each other through our instruments. No, Junes, you could like
I
second
agree.
this motion too, right?
I agree.
Like yeah, It's basically that, and making a career out of it. Yeah, we enjoy it very much, and we enjoy spending time together performing, and we enjoy performing for a crowd and seeing and hearing the reactions as well. Knowing that people are interested in the sound and in the band, it's great. It feels good. So yeah, and we just want to be able to contribute to the Philippine music scene as well. You know, yeah. So that's something
Yeah.
we love to do.
You shared earlier that the Runaway Man, you guys in my head, like I can imagine like you guys were just jamming and then this song just sort of came out. Is that what the process is like for most of your songs?
It,
Sometimes yes, it depends really. You know, there are
it
some
does
songs
differ per
that
song.
yeah, there are some songs that are written prior to jamming, and then we come together and then we build everything. Like there's just like a body, and then that's when we put everything in. Like Junai puts in this guitar, like this sound. Faisal puts in his sound. Our bassist Arvin does the same, and gyros. And yeah, that's how we roll with it. But sometimes, no, we actually just show up in the studio and then just kick it. Like we just Junai just starts fiddling with something. Five starts getting on it, and then it just freestyles, and we actually do something, which is we record every session that we do. So there are like
Hundreds of
secret
hours,
tapes.
hundreds
Yeah.
of hours of rehearsals. You
That's
know,
right.
it's so that we, in case there was a good idea that day, you can kind of revisit it on a Google Drive or something.
Exactly.
And I
Yeah.
think that it is really to our benefit, to our advantage, that we have no
Mm.
one set formula to go about the
Hmm.
songwriting process. Some days Mickey will come in with lyrics, some days lyrics and a melody, sometimes no melody. So that gives me an opportunity to interpret his lyrics through chord progressions or through a certain groove structure, a certain rhythmic structure.
Yeah.
Some days I'll come in with a groove idea, or some days it'll be Faisal who's just laying down a drum thing that is really, really good,
Mm.
which ends. I think uh, although Moondogs was written in a way that I think it was Miggy first, or Miggy and
Yeah.
I. But then
Yeah.
when we brought it to Faisal, it is really what Faisal did on the drums that like propelled the song forward. So for me,
We
the
gave
the,
life.
the thing
Yeah.
that really makes Moondogs funky is the drums,
Hmm.
because he's the one leading that sort of groove section. Yeah,
And if you do listen to the song, it's the first thing that comes out. It's the drums. You
Yeah.
put tutu, pak, tutu, pak, and then we all come
that
in.
is true.
Bye.
That is true.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's it sounds like your process is very organic, like very spontaneous. I'm just
Yeah.
curious how you sift through like all the ideas and all the good stuff that you hear. Like how do you sift through that to arrive at a song?
I think when you are going through a certain idea, uh, there is this. I'm not gonna say telekinetic thing because it's a little bit more than that. You can
Yeah.
kind of gauge with one another if the idea is gonna work or not. So
Mm.
we are kind of filtering stuff all together, um, and then sometimes stuff are up for debate also. Like we can argue, uh, we can have a discussion on why this is a good idea versus why it's not a good idea, and
Not a good idea.
that's like
Yeah.
that's like healthy banter. I think that happens in the rehearsal space. So it's like being able to. I find it really cool. It's kind of like this thesis thing where you're defending why is this a good idea, not just
Hmm.
because it feels good or because this is a really good part. Like, but why, right? Like, why
Yeah.
is that? You want to get a little bit more specific. It's because the tempo is, for example, something that people can dance to, or the lyrics are something that people can relate to. The melody is
Hmm.
something that people can sing to. You want to really define what will make a good idea, which we're still definitely working on. Not
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no way we've mastered it. We're still trying to figure that out.
Yeah. We're
Yeah,
But I
students
guess,
forever, right, Junes?
students to the game forever.
yeah. Well, that's why it's so important, I guess, that you guys get along as friends so that you
Mm.
can hash these
Yeah.
things out.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Um, when it came to your latest single, The One,
Hmm.
what was the process for that like?
Well, we were. It was actually Warner, Boss Kelly, from
Shout out to
Warner, who
Sir
set it
Kelly.
up. Yeah, he set this up actually. So he's known Nicole for some time, and he was actually the one who brought us in Warner. No, and he's known as the matchmaker. So he was able to find like a good match between Nicole's sound and BSN sound. And I mean, we were nervous in the beginning because we know Nicole. We've seen her perform in different places prior to meeting her, like in the studio. So we were like, okay, so she's like way ahead of us. She's been in the game for a while. Um, for another like a singer and a writer, a songwriter as well. A little bit nervous, it was the first time BSN was collaborating as well with anybody actually. So it was a thrill because she came in the studio and we all just really hit it off. We all had the same like taste in music, um, and everything. So it was a flow. She was able to join that session of ours where we speak through our instruments, and yeah, it just so happens that we were able to create a song in a session. So it's pretty
Two
fun.
Yeah.
songs. Actually, it
Two
ended up being
songs in one
two
session.
songs in a
Yeah.
session. The first song that we made, because I'll admit, we were all very nervous, and I'm kind of like a quite a nerd. I'm very geeky, so like the night before, I
Yeah.
stayed up really late. I was like studying how chord progressions, like super nerdy stuff, like how chord progressions work together, so that I would
Mm,
come in not blindly, but like with stuff to suggest. And then we spent the afternoon or early evening ironing out this one song, which is a really something I'm really happy about, which we're excited to share
yeah. It's
eventually.
really a fun one. Yeah, it's a
And
fun one.
then we had a dinner break, and then came back. And Nicole is into a lot of like modern soul singers, so kind of like Emily
Mm,
King, Yeba, that very soulful, but with modern lyricism, modern nuances. So she kind of was suggesting that vibe indirectly. She just wanted something slow and groovy. So I
groovy.
so I took a second. I was like, okay, guys, let's try this. And we went for something slow, and then that became the one that same day.
I was
So
Wow.
actually outside the room having a cigar while they were hitting it in the studio, and I was hearing it. I was like, "Wow, this is really good." So I put it down. I went in the room, and they were already working on the lyrics for Nicole's part, and Juno
yeah,
was already arranging everything, the melodies, and she passed me the mic, and I got on it, and we were just throwing it back at each other. That's
it was
basically what we
quick.
Wow.
did.
It was quick.
Yeah,
It pays to be a nerd. It pays to
yeah,
be like prepared. You know what I
it's
mean?
true.
So your research came in handy.
Absolutely.
When,
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely.
What now that you have one? She was your first collaboration. This song. Um, who do you dream of collaborating with in the future? If it could be anybody, who would that be?
So
That's
this person
manifest.
has to be alive.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Leonara,
definitely,
Oh.
um,
definitely.
Curtis Smith, who
Mm.
that would be really cool. Hernandez brothers, that'd be really cool too. They're a
Oh wow.
Yeah.
percussion duo. Uh, a lot. If I were to be adventurous and just go like AMP, why not? Like a full band, like big band orchestra, and oh wow, wow. I mean, it's
But
No,
okay
like,
to
really,
dream.
yeah,
It's okay to be
huge.
ambitious. You know what I mean?
yeah. I mean, who knows? That could happen someday.
Who knows?
How about
Yeah.
like your dream gig? Like, would that be a festival, a particular festival, or like a particular venue that you dream of playing someday?
I'm gonna be cheesy here. I'll be like, hey, anywhere we play, but we're all together. We'll be family.
No,
It's
that's
the
true
truth,
though.
though. It's the
That's
truth,
true
though.
though.
Yeah. If it
Aw.
wasn't all of us together, it would be like, But that's why
Yeah,
we
no
play
bad.
music. Is because of the friendship is a big part of the BSN sound. Like I said, that's really the foundation. That and our love for, the sound, the music itself. Yeah, we all have our different like tastes in genre, but we all bring it into the on the table. Because we're performing with each other, when we're writing, when we bring everything on the table, we put it on the table, and we just try to figure it out, and it's fun. The process is really fun. It's not like parang, oh, we have to do this, we have to do this, how we have to do this. It's really like, oh, okay, this sounds great. What's your idea? Throw it in. Oh, cool, this works too. Let's try this out. And then, like Juno said, we have to see if it works or not. So that comes like while we're creating that whole what do you call this, debating, and but
Yeah.
it's great. It's constructive. It's for the better. It's not the man to you know tell you that no, I don't like that, I don't like it. It's not like that at
Yeah.
all.
Yeah.
It's like it
Yeah.
sounds good,
Spite. There's
but
no
it could be
spite.
like this. Yeah, it's like, for example, Juno plays something, and then or I sing something, and Juno is like, maybe keep the melody, but try this word, try these words, and then I try it, and then it builds into, it becomes something greater even. So that's collaboration, and I'm really
Yeah.
glad that we're able to have that actually.
True.
So, yeah.
So now that a new out and you're on live job, what's next for and
Hmm. What's next for the band? All right,
did I
June.
drop out?
What's next for the band? Definitely more music. Um, I am very, very fortunate that Mickey and I live quite close together, so he
Yeah.
can come over. Like even at when COVID, when Delta was pretty bad, we would like take an antigen. We would get together. I have this very, very humble studio setup here at home where we can just Mickey and I can basically iron out full demos. I just have to program the other instruments and stuff. Mickey can we and I have a decent setup to
It
to
works really
keep
well.
everything going
Yeah.
so that we have basically no halt to that writing process.
Yeah.
We do want to make more music, but we were definitely challenged by our inability to get together. Going
Yeah.
back to what Mickey was saying about, I guess, friendship being that foundation. Friendship is stronger when you're physically together, right? So with having the absence of that, we were forced into this initial hibernation, and then now more active, of course, as COVID's going down, and we have a little
Yeah.
bit of ammo in terms of new songs. I
May
think
bala
that
na kami.
I think that that's one thing that I'm I can almost positively say that anytime somebody will be like, "Oh, what's next for the band?" I think the answer will always be more music.
Hmm.
And other than that, we have a music video coming out very soon, so that's something to look forward to as well.
Yeah, that's coming out real soon. And I'm really excited for the Boogie crew and those fans of BSN and those who just listen to our music to hear the new stuff too, because I'm really excited. I'm sure
Yeah,
they'll enjoy it as well. Yeah. Stay tuned.
yeah.
Do we know new stuff is out
Sorry, what
Definitely
was
this
that?
year.
Oh,
Definitely this year. Yeah.
this year? Yeah, that note, I guess it's time to listen to your set.
all
Guys,
right.
so for chatting with me, for bearing with me disappearing for a few seconds.
No, no
It's
problem.
Thank
okay.
Thank you,
you.
Amanda.
It
And
happens.
yeah, good luck with the music.
Thank
To
you.
everyone tuned in, thank you for tuning in. Enjoy of basically Saturday night.
Say the word on the street is you found someone. He is a man on the verge of trying. And I am just a man who could understand how to live in different lives. And I know for a fact thoughts, yes, of course, but only on the inside. Screen wants to be seen on the stages we dream to find. Oh, open up his mind, you'll find a piece of your paradise. And I know for a fact you pulled the act of learning how to die. Yes, I'm lost in my thought, yes, of course, but only on the comprehend the reason for me to be in this place again. Over there, my dear, da-da-da-da, I will stay right here because the world is just as drunk I fear for anyone who knows just what we're doing here. 'Cause you can dream all your life, child. It'll catch up to you one of these nights. Da-da-da. Another thing for your mind and your soul. I've never moved so quickly, so instinctively before. What a way to live! Ooh. And the seconds are existing to remind us that we're running out of time. Yeah. Because you can dream all your life, child. It'll catch up to you one of these nights. La-da-la-da-dum. You can dream all your life, child. It'll catch up to you one of these nights. You can dream all your life. It'll catch up to you one of these nights. La-da-la-da-da. Thank you. Take my word for it. I've got you on my mind. A whole world of trials I have left behind. Said I've been here before. Said I've been here before. Said I've been here before. But only in my mind. reflection in the sky, while I'm surrounded by wires. How to be great for once. You see, it simply inspires me. Yeah. As I look down toward the city of lights, I'd burn it down tonight. Said I've been here before, but only in my mind. Ooh, yeah, all right. Ain't it so, ain't it so? We are living in different times, while the honest are liars. How I pray for once that my perspective never tires. Yeah, as I look down toward the city of lights, I would burn it down tonight. Said I've been here before, but only in my mind. Ooh, yeah, all right. La la da 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 da, ba da ba da ba da, ra da da da. Oh, wow, oh, oh.
choose you, and you know that there's no place like home.
Jealous as I am,
There's no other man.
I'll give you space.
I'm prepared to wait however long it takes.
The time cannot heal.
Wounds you can't feel.
Are we too late? You are the one I'm coming home to. You are the one I'm coming home to. You are the sky that holds the light, and I try to be somebody else around ya. Others have tried, but I am nothing like them. Give us time and you'll know why.
Jealous as you are,
I'm done counting scars.